SIFU is that game. SIFU is that game. I'm going to say it again. SIFU is that game. If you have not played SIFU yet, go play SIFU. The game only costs like, what, $39 in tax? It's only 5 levels. And I'm gonna do a review video later because I've beaten the game with the regular ending, and I've beaten the game with they call it the true ending, where you spare all the bosses. So I've beaten the game several times in that regard. And now I'm just trying to finish the game at age 20 without dying. Guys, this game is amazing. But in today's video, I am going to give you 3 tips. 3 that I haven't heard anybody talking about yet. So if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Let's go. So first and foremost, the whole Jade Dragon thing. A lot of people talk about this, but people really don't tell you what you want to invest in, guys. And this is going to tie in. All 3 of these tips are going to tie into each other very much so. Okay, a lot of people want to go for the focus meter here, where your weapons do more damage and deal more structure damage, or reset their lives, or they may want to increase their structure bar, increase their health on takedowns, or make their weapons last longer. This is really what you want to focus on more than anything. Is the dodging or avoiding increases your structure. Parrying increases your focus or avoiding. And then this last one here that costs the most points out of anything on here, guys. If you're in a game and something costs more points than anything, that's because it's important. This last one here is your structure. If you parry an enemy, it increases the amount of structure that they gain, which is a good thing because you want to break their structure, okay? You need to get this. Here's a key though. Whenever you're at the Jade Dragon, this doesn't do anything. It's just age based. Your XP goes away, your score doesn't. So if there's 3 Jade Dragons and I pick this first one for 1,000 on my first one, it's not going to deduct that from my score. Basically, your score unlocks what you're able to get, and this is going to come into play later on. So guys, if you're just now starting the game, you need to be buying the structure. You need to be getting your score up as high as you can so that you can purchase the structure breaker. That is going to be crazy helpful, especially if you're trying to get the real ending of the game where you spare the bosses, but it's going to make the game crazy easier. Okay? Buy structure. And I'm going to tie all of this together. Now, the reason why I say that, and this is my second point, my second tip, guys, you don't even have to really focus on the health. Focus on this bar right here. For example, when this bar is full and it's red and it's break, this is the opponent's structure and this is your structure, okay? When their structure breaks, it brings up that combo button of triangle and circle, and if you press it, it ends them, it finishes them. Even if they have health remaining, they can have 3/4 of a health bar. But when the structure meter breaks, you can finish them off. Guys, that is something the game doesn't tell you. And that's a pro tip that I haven't heard anybody talking about in regards to SIFU. So this is why you want to focus on things that are going to break and add to your opponent's structure meter. What are those things? This right here. Anytime you parry an opponent, it's going to increase the amount of structure that they take from that. Also, this one right here for 500 XP, guys. This is going to make it so your weapons not only deal more damage, but they also deal more structure damage. And then you definitely want to get this one. So if there's 3 things you need to focus on the Jade Dragon, in my personal opinion, it's first is the structure. Second is the weapons dealing more damage and increasing structure damage. And then you want your weapons to last longer so that, of course, the longer you have a weapon, the more damage and structure damage you can do. Now, as far as skills are concerned, weapon mastery is a plus. Now, after that, it is important that, because if you're going to be parrying opponents, you're going to need a lot of structure as well. So this would be one to max out. And then this one here, whenever I dodge, it's going to decrease my structure meter. So what's going to happen is I'm fighting, boom, 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 parry, boom, parry, boom, parry. My structure meter is going to build up as well. Now I start dodging certain attacks, and that's going to take my structure meter down. And it's going to be monumental when you face the final boss. But this is what you want to focus on when fighting enemies, even normal enemies, the structure bar. So build your character to take down structure, and it's going to make the game a million times easier. My last and final big giant pro tip, guys. In the club, don't go for this Jade Dragon right off the top, okay? After you clear out this area of the club, don't go through this door. Go through the other door that the two people come through. Go all the way through that, okay? Go ahead and fight the dude that's sitting down on the bench, wrapping his wrists. After you beat him, you're going to come out through one of the doors that's further back. You'll be able to come back to this area, okay? And the reason why I say that, guys, is because we're trying to focus on getting this number as high as we can so we can unlock this, okay? So when you're in the club, don't get this dragon at first. Don't even mess with it at first. Go through the regular route of the club. After you beat the first mini boss that has his arms wrapped and stuff like that, you'll end up to where you can come back to this room, okay? After that, still don't touch the dragon. If you have the key, go to the double doors that are over here, fight those two people, then come out. Use this dragon, and you'll have a lot more experience, as well as your score will be higher. So potentially you can buy this. And what's even cooler, guys, is once you go through this door, there's a group of people that you can skip. No, fight them. Why? Because in this room, there is another Jade Dragon. So right off top, you can have 2 Jade Dragons, and you can really max this out by now in the game. Because if you start in the first level of the game, and you go ahead and get the structure break, it only costs 4,000. Once you're in the club, it costs 5,000. But if you get this first in the first stage, then you get your score up to 5,000, which you can do before you ever get this dragon. I'll probably have to do a walkthrough on that. I'll do a walkthrough on that so y'all see what I'm talking about. Once you do that, 5,000 here, remember, this score doesn't go away no matter what you pick here. So then whenever you go through this door and you fight those enemies, you can come back, or not come back, but there's a Jade Dragon in there also. Bam, you get another 5,000. Now you have that maxed out, and you can focus on parrying, and it just makes the game a lot easier. You know what I'm saying? Guys, I'm going to do a walkthrough of this for you guys who don't know what I'm talking about. That way I can go into more detail about it. But man, these are some pro tips that are going to make the game a lot easier, and it's going to make you a lot better at the game, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comment section down below. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Expect more SIFU content coming, as well as, yeah, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. We got some stuff to talk about that as well. Till next time, y'all. Thanks for watching. Peace.